Hello, and welcome to another episode of Sewing and Scripture. Today, we're going to continue our journey through the book of Genesis. We're going to be covering Genesis chapters 8 through 10. But first, if you are enjoying these videos, be sure to give us a thumbs up down there, a like. Also, be sure to make sure you're subscribed to this video and hit the notification bell. Remember, you're not going to be notified that videos drop unless you hit that notification bell, regardless as to whether or not you're joining us on YouTube or on Rumble. Also, leave me a comment. And if you are enjoying these videos, please hit the share button. You never know who may need a word from God today, and it might just come from you. So go ahead and share these videos with others. Now let's go ahead and get into this. Genesis chapter 8. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark. And he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the water had gone down. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. God remembered Noah. This is not to indicate that during the days of the flood that God had forgotten his righteous servant. The verb remember refers to the special attention or personal care that God gives to his own. The verb is used the same way concerning Samson in Judges 16:28, Hannah in 1 Samuel 1:11, Abraham for Lot's benefit in Genesis 19:29, on behalf of Israel in Exodus chapter 2:24, and for the repentant thief on the cross in Luke 23:42. The mountains of Ararat indicates that this was a huge mountain range, not just a mountain peak. Today, Ararat rises about 17,000 feet above sea level. The ark rested on land 74 days after the end of the 150 days while the water receded. After 40 days, Noah opened a window he had made in the ark and sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water over all the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the creatures that move along the ground, so that they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number on it." So Noah came out, together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives. All the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground and all the birds, everything that moves on land, came out of the ark, one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." Noah built an altar, illustrating his walk with God. The Lord regarded this sacrifice as a sweet savor, or more literally, a smell of satisfaction. He promised never again to curse the ground, that is, to destroy the earth by flood. If the flood of Noah's day had been merely a local one, the Lord had violated his promise several times over, given the number of local floods the world has experienced over time. Genesis 8:22 guarantees that after the flood, the seasonal cycle will continue uninterrupted as long as the earth endures, until the end of the millennium. This assures us that the world cannot be destroyed by water during our lifetime. Now let's go on to chapter 9. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth, and on all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything. But you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. And for your lifeblood, I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting of every animal, and from each human being, too. I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made mankind. As for you, be fruitful and increase in number. Multiply on the earth and increase upon it." Fear and dread take the place of the previous harmony between man and animals. God now sanctions man to eat animals. However, further revelation in Leviticus 17:10 prohibits eating blood. "And for your lifeblood I will surely demand an accounting." The God-given right of executing murderers involves the establishment of human government following the flood. This right of capital punishment has not been rescinded during the Christian era. The really terrible thing about murder is that it strikes at the very image of God in man, which makes man of vital importance to God. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, "I will now establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals, and all those that came out of the ark with you, every living creature on earth. I established my covenant with you. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth." And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth." So God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on the earth." The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who were scattered over the whole earth. Shem was not the oldest, but he was in the messianic line. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. This statement indicates that Noah is master of the earth, or lord of the earth. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Noah had been so faithful to God that it is unlikely that he did this deliberately. His drunken condition may have been a totally unexpected result of the changed environment after the flood. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. While many explanations have been suggested for this phrase, it's best to take it to mean merely what it says. There is not indication of any gross violation. The phrase is not the same as in Leviticus 20:17, where it is parallel to another term used exclusively for sexual violations. The phrase indicates that this violation of privacy was merely the beginning of sexual degradation. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan. The lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers." Cursed by Canaan. The essence of this prophetic curse is that only the Canaanites are cursed, not all of Ham's descendants. The lowest of slaves literally denotes the most abject slavery. Even when the blessings are declared for the brothers, the theme of Canaan's servitude is repeated both times. The Canaanites inhabited Palestine and were first subjugated by Joshua and later Solomon in 1 Kings 9:20 and 21. They were partly exterminated by the Israelites, and their western colonies, such as Carthage, were finally conquered by the Japhetic Romans. They practiced ritual prostitution and other sexually immoral rites, and were the center of God's prophecy of judgment in Genesis 15:16, to be carried out on Israel after their sojourn in Egypt. But the curse did not preclude individual salvation, for Rahab joined Israel, and Hiram, king of Tyre, gave materials for the temple. He also said, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem." Shem's blessing is a spiritual one by virtue of his knowing Yahweh. It looks to his descendants, Israel, who would enter a covenant relationship with him in Exodus 19 and 20. By blessing one's God, the man himself is blessed. The Jews are of Semitic origin, from Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. Japheth is from the verb meaning to enlarge, and Japheth's descendants would receive the temporal blessings along with the prospect of participation with Shem. They dominated the great northern frontier from the Aegean Sea to the highlands of Iran, and northward to the steppes beyond the shores of the Black Sea. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years, and then he died. So now we're going to go on to Genesis chapter 10. This is the account of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's sons, who themselves had sons after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tirzah. The sons of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Riphat, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan: Elisha, Tarshish, the Kettites, and the Rodanites. From these, the maritime people spread out into their territories by their clans within their nations, each with its own language. The sons of Ham: Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush: Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabteka. The sons of Ramah: Sheba and Dedan. Cush was the father of Nimrod, who became a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. That is why it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The first centers of his kingdom were Babylon, Uruk, Akkad, and Calneh in Shinar. From that land he went to Assyria, where he built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calneh, and Resen, which is between Nineveh and Calneh, which is the great city. Egypt was the father of the Luddites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphutites, Pathrusites, Cashulites, from whom the Philistines came, and Caphtorites. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Arkites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. Later, the Canaanite clans scattered, and the borders of Canaan reached from Sidon toward Gerar as far as Gaza, and then toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, as far as Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, by their clans and languages in their territories and nations. Sons were also born to Shem, whose older brother was Japheth. Shem was the ancestor of all the sons of Eber. The sons of Shem: Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram: Uz, Hur, Gether, and Meshach. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah the father of Eber. 2 sons were born to Eber. One was named Peleg, because in his time the earth was divided. His brother was named Joktan. Earth divided. The division of the earth in verses 25 and 32 is most likely related to the events of 11:1 through 9. It does not refer to splitting apart the continents, but of the dispersion of peoples at the Tower of Babel. The fact that Peleg's ancestors are not mentioned as being alive at this time implies that they had long since died. This is another indication that there are gaps in the genealogy of chapter 11. In 11:16 through 19, there is a considerable shortening of the lifespan from Eber to Peleg, from 464 to 239 years, which also suggests a time gap, and that Eber may have been a distant ancestor of Peleg. Joktan was the father of Almadad, Sheleph, Hazar Maveth, Jareh, Hadoram, Uzal, Diklah, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were sons of Joktan. The region where they lived stretched from the Misha toward Sephar in the eastern hill country. These are the sons of Shem by their clans and languages, in their territories and nations. These are the clans of Noah's sons, according to their lines of descent within their nations. From these, the nations spread out over the earth after the flood. So that concludes our video for today, covering Genesis chapters 8 through 10. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and if you are, go ahead and give us that thumbs up like. In addition, make sure you are subscribed to these videos and hit that notification bell. Remember, you're not going to be notified that these videos are posting unless you let YouTube or Rumble know that you want to be notified. In addition, we are called Sowing in Scripture. Be sure to share these videos with others. Sow into others. You never know who needs to hear a word from God today, and it might just come from you. And finally, leave me a comment. I do like hearing what you think of these videos, and I like knowing that you're here. So go ahead and just drop me a line, and I'll go ahead and respond to those that I see. Once again, we will be posting another video in 1 week, so we'll see you then. And thank you for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.